everyone. I thought you were going to cry.
No, I was gonna say I was born ready.
You were born ready. Okay, yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Feminist Astrology. Today, continuously, we are going to the Uranus in the third house. You know what? Suddenly, what am I talking about this? I just like when we do Uranus series, we should let it jump, just randomly pick up, and then maybe next time we will talk about Uranus in eighth house.
We should jump randomly. Could be nice. Yes, actually.
People will hate us.
Yes. Or we could decide, actually, we're not gonna talk about Uranus. We have a new
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I have a new idea. Today we are going to talk about make.
Yes.
All right, and I think we are already embody transiting Uranus in the third house.
Exactly. Totally. Yes.
Totally. We get
This
excited and we keep changing the topic.
Yeah, and this craziness in dialogue, and yes. But before we talk about this, I think we haven't mentioned something very Uranian and very important that's gonna happen.
Let me think.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes. So, yes, everyone, I think you probably already know about Academy of Astrology online conference this year is between the 5th of December to the 7th of December. And Alejo will be the one who give us a very interesting topic. The transit in life or the lifetime transit, right?
Yes, like there are some transits that are occurring around the same age for everyone. It's not exactly the same age, but around the same age for everyone, and that they mark stages of development in the personality of maturity and identity. So we're going to be talking about what are these transits, how to interpret them, how to link them together. Yes.
So interesting. This time we really embody a lot of with like a forecasting technique. Like dear Sue Tompkins is going to talk about everything you need to know about the progression, and Marcus is going to introduce some technique that really talking about the primary direction, and that is so fun.
I
Primary
love primary
direction.
directions. Yeah.
That is fun because but it involves a lot of calculation, and
Yeah.
Marcus is going to help us with that, and also Hakan is going to talk about zodiac releasing. Oh my God! For you and I, we
Mm.
learn the psychological astrology and modern astrology. This technique, I usually is like, oh, what is that? Tell us a little bit more. That's going to be very, very interesting. So if you haven't registered yet, please take your chance. Go to our website to book your seat now.
Yeah, and if I may say,
Yes.
it's so nice to learn as many forecasting techniques as you can. I mean, I think it's important not to feel pressured. I think there are so many
Hmm.
techniques, of course, and so a lot of times I see astrologers or people who are studying astrology who feel, I never know enough because then I learn there's
Yeah.
this other technique and then I learn there's this other technique. And I would say, in reality, probably most astrologers will not apply all of the techniques every time they
True.
are doing a session. But it's nice to learn as many as you can, so then you can try with your own chart or with your friends and people you know, which are the techniques that resonate with you, which one are the techniques that speaks to you. And then you're
Yeah.
going to start kind of developing a lot of those techniques. So it's so
Yeah.
nice to have like this, like all of these options, and
Yeah.
and I think it's important to take it not in a pressuring way, like I should know all of this or I'm not a good
Yeah.
astrologer, but more in a
Mhm.
curious way. Okay, I'm going to learn this and I'm going to learn that and I'm going to learn that,
Mhm.
so then I can choose which ones are the one that are more meaningful to me. But I think it's important when you make this choice to make this choice because you have studied the other
Yeah.
techniques, not because your teacher told you, no, this doesn't work. No, you should study the techniques and explore
Yes.
which one
Yes.
makes sense to you. I think
Definitely.
it's so nice, Rod, that you're organizing this and you're creating this opportunity, in one single event to
Yeah.
learn so many different techniques.
Definitely. So please come to join us. While we are talking about this conference, we are already embodying the transiting Uranus in the third house.
Actually, yes, we are. This everything I've just said is Uranus in the third.
Just keep curiosity, right? So third house is about the learning, about the communication, but it's also with related to the environment around us. So when transiting Uranus move from second house to the third house, what can we expect?
So just what I was saying, this idea of exploring new knowledge,
Yes.
having new ideas, learning new stuff, like allowing yourself to be curious about subjects that in the past you thought they were meaningless or you didn't even think about them. And now
Ah.
they show up and you're like, ah, wow, this could be interesting. So allowing yourself to explore new situations, new knowledge, new ideas. And perhaps it's also about the way you speak. Perhaps it's also an opportunity to change the way you communicate your ideas
Mm-hmm.
or to change the way you listen to others. You know, maybe suddenly you finally listen what your partner has been trying to tell you for ages that you haven't been able to listen. Suddenly you say, ah, I
It
understand.
makes sense.
That's, yes, now it makes sense. So there's this kind of, sudden awareness, sudden insight, which is
Mm-hmm.
intellectual. It's not so much emotional. I think it's quite
Mm-hmm.
intellectual.
Yeah.
And so this opportunity to break your thinking pattern, to shake
Yeah.
it a little bit, so that new creative ideas can emerge. And so we were talking about the conference, right? And I think it really, I didn't realize actually that it reflects exactly this Uranus in the third, right? This idea of
Yeah.
allowing yourself to explore new things and then
Yes.
to check which ones make meaning to you so you can develop your own independent mind, which is also Uranus, transiting Uranus in the third, asking you to develop your own independent mind.
I like this idea. Sounds like suddenly it had become so interesting and a lot to read. Maybe, maybe because my lot of air planet just making, oh yes, that sounds very interesting. Always learning a new thing that when transiting Uranus into the third house, it sounds like a heaven. It's just like, oh, a lot of things. But it also could be a little bit more restless in our mind. Oh,
Oof,
that
yes.
yeah.
Yes, could be also.
Yeah, that would be like so in that case, I think a little bit technique and need to practice like a meditation or mindfulness. Just like sometimes when you need to focus, then you need some technique to help you to focus right now, right here, because Uranus is really, hey, I have a sun, moon, Uranus, so I know that kind of feeling is like a bang, 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 bang.
Yes, totally. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But talk about relationship because third house is our relationship with our sibling or and our neighbor. How Uranus is going to act in when transiting Uranus in third house?
Yes, so the local environment, it could be, well, with your with your siblings, it could be that something in the way you relate to them suddenly changes. Again, you suddenly realize something about them that you couldn't see before. Or maybe it's
Hmm.
something that it wasn't there before. Maybe they suddenly change.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the changes you have been doing. Uranus has been going through the first and second house.
Hmm.
So they come to the third house and it changes your relationship to your siblings, or like you're
Uh-huh.
saying, your relationships to your known environment. Maybe
Uh-huh.
this is changing. And I would say with Uranus in the third, you want excitement in your environment. You want something new.
Hmm.
So it could be
Hmm.
that you start thinking of moving, you start thinking of changing neighborhoods, you
Uh-huh.
start thinking maybe of staying in this neighborhood, but starting to change and experience other shops that you normally don't go. There is
Yeah.
this kind of, you crave for the new.
Yes, that sounds very, very interesting because it's not just late change, but because you changed. So the things about how you exploring the relationship or how you exploring your neighborhood are also change. That sounds like a fun, but maybe when I say sounds like fun, maybe for some other people, they would just want a quiet, simple, quiet life. They probably like, oh no, I don't want to change.
Yes, for some people, it's a bit like, poof,
Poof.
why this now? Yeah. I mean, I agree with you
Yeah.
that the mind can go crazy with Uranus in the third.
Yeah,
I mean, can
yeah,
get so activated. So
yeah.
again, I always insist with this. With Uranus transits, work with your body. Do
Mm,
yoga, go running, go swimming.
yeah, yeah,
You have to ground yourself because Uranus will take you, wants to make you fly.
yeah, yeah. It's okay. It's okay to fly, but when you need to ground it, you need some technique to help you. And
Yeah.
those things you mentioned about the yoga, meditation, or swimming can really help you. But yes, you're right. What you say just remind me that when I'm learning about Uranus is especially in transit Uranus effect is usually is a very energetic and it's a very active. So we have to release or to fit into this energy rather than suppress it. You know, no, I don't want to move. No, I don't want this and I don't want that. That
Of
suddenly
course. Yeah.
it will.
Yes. Of course, we cannot fight the
We
sky.
cannot
What
fight.
the sky says, the sky imposes. Yes.
Yeah, wow, sounds very interesting. Well, thank you, Alejo, bring today this interesting subject, and thanks everyone to join us for 10 Minutes Astrology. Next week, we have Uranus in the fourth house.
Yeah, this one is. Get
Hot
ready.
topic. Yeah, get ready.
Yes.
See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.